to infinity and beyond.
Buddy, Roger and James here, FirmDisGaming.com. In this episode, we're going to continue our road to Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, where we're going to be talking about some of the different games that lead up to. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about Ghosts and Ghouls. I've been calling it Ghosts and Goblins because I think that was the Mega Drive version. So this main character really there's two characters from Marvel vs. Capcom that come from this series, including Arthur, and there was also a big dragon which got revealed at Gamescom, so I can't pronounce the name, Fireblade or Fireblaze or something like that. So there's a couple of different characters coming in from it. So I'm gonna be honest, this was a game that I knew about because it's it was out back in the NES, Super Nintendo era. It's been out in the arcade. It's been 30 odd years old. But it was a game actually that when I downloaded the version on the Xbox One from the cabinet that they had there, and I'm playing it through, going, I don't know if I've ever played this. It's like this. I know it's an odd thing because I know it's also included. I think Super Ghouls' Ghosts is going to be included on the Super Nintendo Classic, so I'll try and play that a little bit. But yeah, it was a bit of an straight up just platformer, ridiculously hard. Very, very tricky. So I am looking forward to having that rewind feature in the Super Nintendo Classic to be able to kind of cheat my way through it. But yeah, it was pretty difficult. But it's definitely, I would call one of like Capcom's proper classic of that era. So what did you think of it? Have you had much experience with this game in the past?
Not a lot of experience with it, but I definitely played it growing up, particularly the original Nintendo version, Ghouls and Ghosts. I didn't actually realize Ghosts and Goblins was connected to it until I was doing research for this episode. So, but yeah, it was actually one of those games that really put me off of side-scrolling platformers because of just how brutally difficult it was. For a long time, the only side-scrolling games that I would play at all were the Mario games back in the NES, Super NES days, which meant there weren't that many games I was playing back then because side-scrollers were dominating. I played a lot of Blades of Steel, Baseball Stars, stuff like that. X-Wing, because I was playing PC games. But this was one of the original throw your controller at the TV games. Super Ghouls and Ghosts for the SNES wasn't much better in that regard. And actually, you mentioned it, the character Firebrand, at least I think is the US name for the character, was from the Gargoyles Quest games, and until I was doing research for this episode, I didn't actually realize that those were also part of the same franchise. I also didn't know that the franchise had games on the PlayStation Portable. I thought the last game was actually Super Ghouls and Ghosts on the Super Nintendo. So, learned a lot this week for myself, anyway.
Yeah, it was kind of because it's been on because I sort of played it through on the Xbox a bit, and I got a little bit further. I put it on like super easy mode at the end because I was getting nowhere. It's like I'm barely getting past the first bridge. So when I put it on easy mode, and I'm going to get 10 lives. I managed to get to the end of the level. But that kind of you almost feel like that was part of that coin up kind of idea of keep feeding the 10p to get further. The quarters to kind of keep playing it. Definitely interesting. But I think it's difficult now looking back on it and going, there were so many other, so much better platformers in that era that this one just, it doesn't hold up. The fact that they've included the characters in Marvel vs. Capcom, Arthur at least makes a little bit of sense, and the way they've done that, was it Fireblade or something like that? Firebrand. He's at least an interesting villain from the Capcom side, but it definitely feels like sometimes they've gone, right, we've got no characters and we need to grab anyone that we had.
Yeah, although in fairness, Arthur himself is actually a fairly well-known Capcom character due to the brutal nature of this game, the brutal difficulty of this game.
And him just running around in his pants.
And in his underwear, no less. His little polka dot underwear. And, but yeah, as an actual platformer, as an actual game, you had to be a special brand of masochist to enjoy these games. But that's what they're known for. They're known for their brutal difficulty. These would be like the, what is that series? Dark Souls games of that time period. And granted, Dark Souls is a cake run compared to these. So,
yeah. It's definitely that thing as well of like now, like the whole point of this series for us was to go and get. There's so many characters from Marvel vs. Capcom which we're not familiar with because it's from the Capcom side, and it's like, okay, now with Arthur and like say this dragon Firebrand, it's like, okay, I know where you're from, I know where you're coming from. You are a classic old school Capcom character that deserves to be in it because you've been around a long time. Arthur, with little quips with 4 and stuff in the trailer and stuff that we saw is like good. But as a game, I mean, like I said, I downloaded it on the Xbox, I played it a little bit, then deleted it. It's just something I will not play. I will probably have a quick go on the Super Nintendo version, but this is not a game I want to. It's like I said, it hasn't aged very well. It doesn't, and it's so difficult. But it's like, I'm like, there's no fun for this. This is just too hard to even be fun.
No, and really the amusement that comes out of this for me isn't the games themselves. It's how tiny Arthur is in the Marvel vs. Capcom game, because you see him in a couple of cutscenes. He's in the demo, and he's just so small. He's kind of cute and adorable.
Rocket Raccoon version.
Yeah,
but then you have to look if you're talking about Arthur. So you're talking, I don't know what century. You're talking about 1,000 years ago. People were shorter. Now, you guys over in America, you won't really have this whole thing, but like in my nearest city, there's a number of different buildings as you're walking through the town, and you probably see, in London, where the doors are only 5 foot tall. The doors are so much smaller because people have grown because of nutrition and all the rest of it. But probably at the time, he would have been a superhero. He would.
No, I get what you're saying. I've been to Europe. I've seen these places. I've hit my head on the doors, but no. Even in the cutscenes in Marvel vs. Capcom, he would come up to like my hips.
Yeah.
His what do you call it? His lance.
Yeah.
Sure. His lance would come up over my head, but he's got to be like 2 or 3 feet tall.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Maybe the dragon is actually just a Komodo dragon. And but no, it's definitely fun. It's definitely interesting to check it out. I think this game will have a little bit of a better boost when the Super Nintendo Classic comes out and people try it and go, okay, no, I'm not playing this. I've got tons of other better platformers on this console to play. But it's actually the kind of thing. I think Capcom have got quite a few different games on that platform, so I think there's a good little boost from their point of view. But yeah, Super Ghosts and Ghouls, or whichever version you were playing, the video for this one will have the Xbox games cabinet version on it. Yeah, it's fun. It's like I said, I know where it's coming from. I know we'll never play it probably ever again.
I really don't hate myself enough to play these games again.
No, I mean, I know we've done like Mega Man and we've done other ones recently, but this one was like, this is no fun at all. No fun in whatsoever.
There's a term, Nintendo hard, which refers to, how difficult original era Nintendo games were, like Mega Man, which were very difficult games, but this is on a whole other level.
Yeah.
This is a special level of just like, you know what? The game is probably only like an hour and a half long, but you'll never see the end of it.
No.
Not without cheats.
On that note, guys, thank you very much for watching. Let us know what you guys think of Ghosts and Ghouls or Ghosts and Goblins, depending on where you are. I'd love to know what you guys think of Arthur from Marvel vs. Capcom. As per usual, hit that subscribe button, hit that little notification bell as well, so you keep up with the latest videos. Check us out over at DisKingdom. And where can they find you, James?
You can find me at heroiclegacy.com.
And on that note, guys, thank you very much for watching. See you guys soon. Laters.
Later.